Hi, you're probably wondering what I'm doing rebuilding my Honda C90 engine with a purple C90 behind me next to a Harley Davidson dealership in Alaska in America. Well, it's quite a story, so if you bear with me, I'll explain all. Here we go. Way back in 2011, I did my first big motorcycle trip, which was from Malaysia back to England over 14,500 miles in 8 months. We saw some amazing things, ranging from mopeds carrying paddling pools, to C90s carrying 500 ducks, and to little petrol stations where they sell it in Fanta bottles. Me and 90 rode everywhere. We rode over the Himalayas. Of course, we weren't alone. There was always time to pick up the odd hitchhiker.
Smile.
Or two.
We're traveling to Zamzam, and Zamzam is 30 minutes from here, man.
I filmed everything, which more often than not involved me being a prat, whether it was fitting a 4-foot high Christmas tree to my motorcycle, trying to marry my motorcycle, scaring the crap out of my mum,
Yeah. Make like this. Yeah, go. Go. Yeah.
to India scaring the crap out of me.
Holy shit.
Well, the driver was okay, and so were me and 90, and after escaping the Indian mob that tried to kill me, we eventually made it back to England, where after a few months, life returned to normal, and I got the footage turned into a film, which is available at dirtpunk.co.uk. The reviews of it have been amazing, and is viewed by many people as the best thing since blowjobs. Anyway, after working for 6 months, I got bored again and decided to ride through the Arctic Circle in winter. This trip can be loosely summed up as snow, riding past a tripod on snow, filming one-handed while riding on snow, and a cheeky wink in 3, 2, 1, camping in snow, cooking with snow, and as I could only afford a spike tyre for the front wheel, lots of drifting on snow. It got so cold that my helmet froze. Don't worry, ladies, not that helmet. And it also got so cold that my bag froze. Don't worry, ladies, not that bag. I also went a bit mad because I got naked, and then I tried this.
We've always wanted to know what happens if you lick the lamppost at -15. Oh no. Ow! I'm actually stuck. Uh-oh. What did I do? This is a problem. Ah. Ow. Right, never do that.
Eventually, though, it was time to remove the spike tyre, go back to England, and try to ride a small motorbike with no brakes.
Holy shit. That was a good one.
Anyway, by this point I was giving quite a few talks around the UK about my motorcycle trips, and at Horizons Unlimited Adventure Rally, unbeknown to me, there was a girl in the crowd called Rachel Lasham. She was there to help plan our future motorcycle trip from Alaska to Argentina. Aha, another piece of the puzzle. Anyway, so she was in the crowd watching me on stage. Some people say it was this piece of footage that piqued her interest. But, whatever it was, we'd found each other and nothing could tear us apart. Except for my next motorcycle adventure. At a previous Horizons Unlimited rally, while drunk, me and some friends came up with a brilliant idea to set up a tour company where I lead a group of people on C90s from Mongolia back to England. And in case you're wondering, yes, I do all my own graphic design. So why a C90 tour company? Well, all the proper tour companies charge £14,000 for a 2-month perfectly organised trip on a big bike, meaning if anyone's like me, they can't afford it. And that was the brilliance of my tour company. I would charge £500, recommend £4,000 spending money, making a total of, maths fans, £4,500. Which when compared to the proper tour company, gives a total saving of, maths fans, shitloads. So the plan was set. I made one advert on my website with a map made in Microsoft Paint, some vague details about how little was pre-planned, and waited to see who would sign up. And who signed up? 7 legends of the highest order. First was Andy, a Cockney geezer from London, a well-rounded solid chap whose building knowledge came in very handy when we had to build 7 crates to take the bikes on the Trans-Siberian Railway, where this man kept rubbing his penis up against me in the corridor. Second was George, who is the one on the right. George was the comedian of the group and always made sure that no one was taking life too seriously. There was Ryan, who bought a Honda CG125 instead, rode with us for 3 days before leaving the group and getting stuck in a bog so bad he had to sleep on his bike overnight. Nice chap though. There was Nick, who for some reason wanted to ride a small bike. Nick was really friendly and helped me out with all the paperwork. And Ken, a 63-year-old absolute hero from America. He signed up and flew to Mongolia, where he met me for the first time. Ken became the sort of father figure of the group and I had the utmost respect for him. Me and George both said if he ever shouted at us, we would probably cry. The 6th person to sign up was Graham, a 74-year-old absolute legend of a man. If you ever say that you're too old to do a motorcycle adventure and you're younger than 74, I'll kick you in the nuts. And finally, Austin. Austin was 19, was still on a learner licence, had never left England, didn't have a passport. His longest motorcycle ride was 23 miles and he'd only ever filled up in 1 petrol station. If you now tell me that you don't have enough experience to do a motorcycle adventure, I will also kick you in the nuts. So did the trip go smoothly? Oh fuck me no. George's engine started making funny noises, so I went investigating and found a 4.5mm socket inside it. Removing it made the noise much worse, so I put it back in. Ken's sump plug randomly fell out at 40 miles an hour, causing the piston to seize. Luckily, being a Honda C90, I just filled it back up with oil and it fired straight up and only smoked a little bit. George's engine, the one with the socket in it, eventually shat itself, so we bought an entire new motorcycle, stole the engine from that, and then put it in his. I got naked again. Austin's bike wasn't exactly the best. The chain and sprockets were shagged. That's his chain bending the wrong way. He got endless punctures, which we discovered were caused by rust holes in the wheels. The engine that he used had been sat in a shed for years, and he didn't actually fire it up before sending it to Mongolia, so it needed a rebuild. And his generator catastrophically shat itself at 45 miles an hour, resulting in me fishing bits of it out of his engine on the side of the road with pliers. Teaching us all a valuable lesson: never fit a KTM badge to a Honda. Thankfully, the rest of the bikes were fine, and luckily, a C90 is always cheap to fix. For example, George's complete new bike actually cost less than a set of tyres for a Beamer. That being said though, if you come on one of my future tours and you don't test your C90 before, I will also kick you in the nuts. Anyway, so we rode through Russia.
Welcome to Russia! Welcome to Russia!
Where we discovered vodka. And Ukraine, where we discovered Jägermeister. And pole dancing. Now I don't think it was due to the pole dancing, but Nick decided to fly home from Ukraine to see his family and gave me his C90. Now, I can't ride 2 bikes at once, and at C90 Adventures we never leave a man behind, so I put a post on Facebook asking for someone to ride it back home for me. And who responded? Another legend of a man by the name of James McLaren, or Laddie as he's known. He saw the post on Monday and booked 2 weeks off work. He did his motorcycle test Tuesday, jumped on a plane and was riding one-handed eating biscuits in Ukraine on Wednesday. So if you now tell me that you need loads of time to plan a motorcycle adventure, I will also kick you in the nuts. So we all rode across Europe together for the final 2 weeks of the trip and eventually made it to Calais for a quick swim in the English Channel before getting the ferry back home. Now if you remember, I'd met Rachel, who was going to ride solo from Alaska to Argentina, but by this point, and by some miracle, she'd asked me to join her, and she'd also seen the light and wanted to take a C90. And as Laddie had ridden Nick's bike back from Ukraine for me, this made Rachel's Christmas present very easy. And yes, that took a ridiculous amount of time to wrap up. I wrapped every single component, from the brake cables to the number plate.
Oh, it's all shiny!
So Rach now had a C90. The problem was our 2-year Alaska to Argentina trip was approaching and we hadn't actually ridden anywhere together. So as a trial run we rode to the Elephant Rally in Germany. We used the theory that if we could have a good time riding through Europe in winter and camping in mud and snow, then we'd probably be okay on the Alaska trip. Even in the cold we had a brilliant time, and the mud just gave us an excuse to mess around even more. Having fun together was easy.
It's difficult.
I can find, there's going to be a video of like on the internet, like a crow trying to open a little seed box. It's going to look like what you're doing now.
Our 2-week trial holiday was a success, and we returned home thankful that we hadn't killed each other and still wanted to go to Alaska together. Rach said she wanted her bike Cadbury Metallic Purple, so we stripped it to all its component parts and I resprayed it. Ooh, shiny. Before we very carefully put the whole bike back together again in 3 seconds. So with both bikes ready, it was time to post them to Alaska. I stole Noddy's pickup truck, yep, that is my car, and delivered them to the awesome guys at Motor Freight. Motor Freight will always give you a good price, but to help even further, we stripped the bikes down to make them as small as possible. We then used a crate for one BMW 1200 GS, cut it in half, and then put both of our bikes on that. Which once again, maths fans, means our little 90s cost a quarter of the price of a big bike to ship to Alaska, saving us £750 each. And with the crate assembled and the little 90s tucked away safely inside it, both of our bikes were off to Alaska. And as this was going to be a 2-year trip, it left me to lock up my caravan, take the handle with me to stop people stealing my stuff. Rach packed all of her travel essentials, and we both went to the airport and caught the plane to Alaska.
This is a video, so it's just going to look like
no!
So there we have it. The last 3 years of my life condensed into 13 minutes. Hopefully now all of you guys know where I've been, what I've been up to, what the current trip is, and why I've now got company. Very sorry that I've neglected all of you guys and haven't been making any videos for a while, but I'm back and I'm stupider than ever. Oh, wait a minute. That should be right. Yes. So, of course, you still don't know why my engine was being rebuilt, but you'll have to wait for the next update, which is next month's one of this trip. It won't be in 2 years' time, like the previous gap. In case you can't tell, yes, I am trying to read this. I can't act and never will be able to. Although am I acting now? Not saying that I'm acting. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and as always, it's been a pleasure. This update took 5 days to make in hotel rooms, so hopefully it was all worth it. If you wish to say thank you at any point over the next 2 years of free video updates, then feel free. There is a PayPal donate button on my website, which you can use to buy me a beer or two or whatever, or buy the bike a drink as well. 90 likes unleaded. And yeah, of course, most of you C90 guys, or a lot of you, don't have much cash, so no pressure. But anyway, cool. That's just about it. So, sorry I've been gone for so long. It's good to be back. Hopefully there's still somebody out there that wants to watch this. So, yes, another 2 years. See you soon.